We're just a few days away from Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Keith, what kind of week have you had getting ready for the big turkey?
Well, you know, during this time of all things, I think a lot about my dad, you know, and how much I miss him. And we used to talk a lot about what it was to be a man, and he helped prepare me for adulthood. And, you know, a lot of things have changed since Dad was around. Basically, being an adult now, you just look up things on Google.
Yeah, that's kind of like all there is left to do anymore.
That's about it.
Well, you know what they say, adulting is hard, right?
It really is. Very difficult.
Hey, you know what? Apparently counting is hard too, because the elections were almost 3 weeks ago. And votes are still being counted and ballots are turning up, having just been found. Look, American Idol can tabulate 100 million ballots in an hour on a live show. But we can't get the votes straight in all 50 states in 3 weeks? Come on. Hey, you know what no one is talking about? Florida. Remember back in 2000 when the national joke was the Hanging Chads? Sounds like a rock band, doesn't it? The Hanging Chads. Well, let's give some credit where credit is due. Florida's governor at the time was Jeb Bush. And to his credit, he realized what a national embarrassment that election was for the state of Florida. And he worked with the legislature and the county election officials all across Florida, and he created one of the most efficient, safe, and trusted election systems in the nation. On election night this year, Florida quickly and efficiently counted millions of votes across 2 time zones without a bit of controversy, and they were able to announce undisputed results early in the evening. So the reforms that Florida enacted in the wake of the disastrous 2000 election have become a model. Now, the next president, whether Donald Trump retains the office or Joe Biden is sworn in, ought to appoint Jeb Bush to lead a national ballot integrity initiative that will propose ways to regain the trust of the American public that their votes are being counted properly, and only the votes of legal and properly registered voters even get counted. I mean, if we can't do that, then we got 2 choices. Either contract the producers of American Idol to do it for us, or just officially announce that we are no longer a free nation where we elect our leaders, but a dictatorship with make-believe elections to humor the masses, but to ignore their will. In the meantime, we will observe Thanksgiving this week, and there are plenty of turkeys this year. I'm not even talking about the bird. I'm talking about the elected officials around the country who are telling us not to have Thanksgiving with our families for fear of COVID. Hey, folks, I am really careful about the virus, probably more than you would believe. I mean, I wear my mask, I wash, I sanitize, I socially distance, and I don't shake hands. I bump elbows instead. But fear is not going to be my driving force when it comes to my family at Thanksgiving. It's especially offensive when the politicians impose on us rules they don't follow themselves. I mean, California Governor Gavin Newsom issued orders for California citizens not to eat out, but he did because he thinks he's better than the little people he orders around. And it's not unlike Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who prohibited the people of her city from getting haircuts, but she got one because she said she had to make public appearances. Look, Nancy Pelosi also visited the salon without a mask, a salon that was closed to the public, but they opened it up just for her. And just this week, Senator Dianne Feinstein was seen going into a hearing room, not wearing the magic mask that everyone else in the Capitol is required to wear. Here's the bottom line. Look, the elections are frustrating enough, but we need to worry about the kind of people who are getting elected and who think it is their job to tell us how to live, but then who ignore the very rules that they imposed on the rest of us. Maybe the reason that some of the elections are so messed up is because the officials running them also think that it's their job to force us to live in a way they have no intention of living. So sure, be careful this Thanksgiving, I get that. But the purpose of Thanksgiving is to thank God for our freedom. And there is a reason that Thanksgiving is not celebrated in North Korea or China. And folks, I don't want to be like them. I don't. Wait, don't click that button. Well, unless it was the subscribe button, and then carry on. And while you're down there, hit that little notification bell too. Oh, and if you leave a like and a comment, I will personally give my dog Toby a treat.